everyone, this is Crypto Maximalist. Welcome back to another video. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already, and get involved if you like the content. So we're just taking a look at Binance here, or BNB, as you can see. It's had, over the past few years, it's had a very incredible move to the upside, hasn't it? This is the past 5 years, ever since, when it first had its inception here, back on my, around about my birthday 5 years ago, actually. And you can see here, obviously last bull run we had this massive move to the upside for Binance, but it's actually not dropped as much as a lot of cryptocurrencies has. Not as much as a lot of cryptocurrencies have. If you look here, it's actually dropped from its all-time high, probably the least amount out of any crypto that we've seen to our knowledge. It's dropped less than Bitcoin has. Obviously less than a lot of altcoins we've been looking at that are down 90 or 95% right now. Obviously Binance, the amount of use that exchange gets and the size of it now means that most likely people are thinking that it's a fairly good investment to hold rather than panic sell. And you can see recently we've obviously had this decent move off the downside here, with that news about how Binance is getting involved with Twitter, with Elon Musk as well, and essentially looking at how they can potentially help out. And because of that, you can quite clearly see here that Binance has had a very nice move recently. I'm just going to identify a few key levels here which I think are important. So in and around this area here, we've obviously got this really important key level here of support and resistance, and also the all-time high, which looks as though it was essentially a double top, pretty much looking something like this. So you can see already that the chart is making a lot more sense here, just like every single crypto really. Binance came up, it made this all-time high, didn't it? It came back down, it's come up, and it's actually made a double top, hasn't it? You can see like this, with your bearish divergences, the price action losing momentum to the upside, and essentially, you can see here, we did roll over, create this big downtrend for the bear market we've seen over the past year or so, making lower lows and lower highs all the way to the downside like this. We've come down, we've found support on this previous swing low area just here. We did get a bit of an overextension here, but we've actually come back up and had a bit of a renaissance back to the upside, haven't we? Like pretty much every single crypto recently. We've essentially been chopping it sideways in quite a large range for Binance, you would say, granted. But looking as though, we've really basically just been going sideways like this for basically the past 6 or 7 months, obviously after this big, lower lows and lower highs downtrend that we're seeing here. We come down, we get a huge overextension, we find support in and around this area here, and then we have had a nice pickup off the low, haven't we? Making higher highs and higher lows here. We come back down, obviously getting back below our EMAs, getting stuck under this previous level of support, flipped into resistance here and here and here. And you can see now that we've come back up with a bit of more bullish momentum in the market, we're looking for Binance or BNB here to essentially head up to this this resistance here, which it has done. And you can see over the past few days we have been testing that resistance to see if we can break it. Currently we are just stuck under it like this, looking like we are getting rejected in this area so far, but this is obviously really good to see, and looking as though we have flipped our EMAs bullish as well. RSI is getting pretty overextended though on this fairly parabolic move here, so we could potentially see a bit of retracement before continuation. But we'd say overall Binance looking pretty good right now, isn't it? I mean, it's come down, it's made its low, we've come back up, we've made that essentially that equal previous high. We made potentially a higher low here, and if we do see ourselves break this high here and basically reverse this trend, we could be seeing ourselves coming off the bottom here of this bearish downtrend into potentially a switch of trend to the bullish side, couldn't we? With higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, doing something like this and coming back up through the levels. So if we just take a quick look at the fibs from the high here down to that low, we can get an idea of some of the key levels that we are looking at here. You can see basically I've pulled this from the top of the previous cycle down here to that low, and you can see we've got some targets now to the upside and the downside. Obviously if we're heading up and we're breaking this level, our next target's that 050 at that $357 level. Obviously a bit of retracement could be good down to that 305 level here to get a bit of a cooling off before continuing and potentially breaking out of that resistance. But if we do roll over, more than this, we've obviously got this swing low area down at around this $270 area here. or down to the 0.23 as a, we'd say this is a fairly decent level of support at around that $253 level. So Binance overall, it's looking really good, isn't it? It's performing a lot better than basically everything that we've seen, better than Bitcoin and Ethereum in terms of percentage drop, and now looking like it wants to move to the upside. So that's it for today, guys. Thank you everyone for watching. Make sure to check out the links in the description below to support the channel. Grab yourself some free money bonuses, like the video, subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll see you in the next video.